Because Randy, he wasn't just fast. Like, he didn't just have good hands. You don't get a guy who's 6'5", who has a wiry frame, who can high point the ball with the best of them, who is calm in the midst of the storm when DBs are throwing their hands around, and he can throw them late hands up and catch the ball with those soft hands. You don't get a guy with sweet feet like that can move in and out of his breaks. You don't get a guy that can pump fear in the best DBs in the game. I remember being in the slot and looking at Randy, and it was interesting to me because he always stood so tall. He didn't get down in a low stance, and I would look at the DBs. First thing I noticed, biggest eyes I've ever seen. Never seen more whites eyes than guys guarding Randy Moss. And then I would look down at their knees, and their knees are sitting there just slowly trembling. And I'm thinking, oh, this guy's shook. Because in his head, he's thinking, I got to get out of here. And he's already wants to get out of his break. And then I would look down at his feet, and most of the time, they say as athletes, sit on the balls of your feet. Sit on the balls of your feet. These DBs were so scared that they would lift their toes up and already be rocking back on their heels because they want to get out of Dodge, because they know Randy's coming. And I'm sitting there watching all this play out like the previews to a movie, and I know that the climax is about to come. Randy's about to go over the top. And this DB was doing all that with help over the top.
Yeah.
That's how shook he had these guys.
Most guys, you just watch them in practice. I always do the opposite. I go over there and talk to the guys who are going against them. And I ask those DBs, what do you think? They were going, there, man, I'm not going against him.
Guess what? They come right back, and it's double coverage. Same corner, different safety, Donovan Darius, but into that double coverage.
They're going, we can't stop it. So it's one-on-one. Nice move on the outside.
Marquand Manuel is the corner, or excuse me, Ken Lucas is the corner. But
Jitterbug kind of guy, but here's the guy they're looking for.
To Bucky Jones, the rookie from Syracuse, and Randy Moss. Oh, my.
Watch Randy Moss on this particular play. He gets jammed and then jams right back. He'd had
Fumbled the ball, and they had the holding penalty. Look at him there. I mean,
two guys, and they put him on him like he's a punt gunner on the outside. D'Angelo Hall, the rookie right here, and then the linebacker as well. They're like, Randy Moss is not going to beat us. And it's a pretty good.
And Culpepper just throws a perfect pass to Randy Moss.
Overplaying. Play the field. Play the clock.
Well, they get to the line quickly, don't they? Brady goes for the big ball to Moss. He reels it in with one hand right over Rivas.
I only had to save what a catch. Rivas.
Here's the deep safety.
Moss knew he had him, too. He put that hand up early, didn't he? Look at that snag. Oh, my God. How big was the touchback?
3 to the right, 3rd down and goal. At that Adrian Cunningham, you might run a quarterback draw here. And George throws back in the end zone. They get it.
Defense, you almost, I look at the Ravens and go, you lost your patience. You send everybody up.
Chucks this one down the field of Moss. You see the jam from McAllister. He pumped back to the inside. Now he just breaks his route going down the field. And we all know Randy, when he throws.
Bengals come with pressure. You're going to get Leon Hall singled up. He pretty much whiffs on the jam to the line of scrimmage. This is pitch and catch for Tom Brady and Randy.
It's the press. See, now you can press him. Bryant Westbrook does because he knows he's got the safety, but he's all over him, and he's still able to make that catch. Look at that. That's why.
Patriots 7-0 with Brandon Jacobs leaping for the end zone, but back come the Patriots with a historic touchdown pass from Tom Brady.
How much appreciation he had for his tutelage a year ago. Moss, one more grab and almost one more touchdown. Right over Rivas.
Yeah, we'll go back to the.
Once you get downfield, watch Randy Moss here, and there's going to be a point right here where he pushes. See that right hand there? Yep. He pushed, he got it right on Dexter McLean's hip, and just gave him a little push, then went up and got the ball. You see the push there, and that push gives him a separation.
Harris, let's see.
There's the hands, but what happens is right there, Sean Taylor comes up and makes contact with him after Walt Harris.
Push off a little bit with his left, Gus. Nate Clemens, you remember what happened last time. Nate stripped him of the ball. You see a little push off with the left. And
in the desert.
Right here, Randy Moss makes an outside move, and he waits. He sees the ball. Perfect right there.
There's the touchdown, and it's Moss with Rivas standing by.
Right here, one-on-one. He's up, tries to get his hands on him. Just a quick throw and catch.
3 Miami, later first. Matt Castle Randy Moss. We've seen this before, Tom.
Well, he makes it look so routine. It looks like he's got stickum on his hands.
A couple offensive linemen, Mark LaVore, go with a big, heavy look like they're going to run it for sure on first down. And then Randy Moss.
And this is why we have a touchdown.
I love the hand. As soon as this hand goes up right there.
Bang, I'm gone.
That's the signal to Kerry Collins. I've got it.
And Kerry still underthrew.
This gives these young guys an opportunity to rush the passer because the Eagles, they're a little thin at the pass rush position. They're looking for some young man.
Punch out here. This is pretty good. And then they start to break. Randy Moss was the inside guy. When he gets a step, you see him, he raises his left hand, and Dante
Covering. Culpepper looks that way, goes that way, and Moss goes up and gets it.
He's isolated. He's man-to-man with Westbrook, and they just toss it up. I mean, Bauman just says, I'm just going to throw the ball up, and you can't stop Randy Moss. And they can't. They cannot stop him. And he gets hammered after the play by Kurt Schultz. There, you see that there? And that should have been a toss
behind him. Yeah, R.W. McQuarter's trying to give it to Randy Moss.
The center, Matt Burke, has come out, replaced by Corey.
We'll go all the way back to the end. There they are fighting up at the top right there. 33 Charles Tillman and Randy Moss. You got some elbows and some forearms up underneath the face mask.
I believe it was him. Culpepper under pressure this time. Throws for the corner. Moss touchdown.
Inexcusable by Floyd Young. Who cares if they catch the ball underneath? Do not let him get a look at Randy Moss making the catch and taking it inside the one.
Action fake in the backfield. Thomas up on him. Manages to make him lose a little.
Well, you can have a lot of creativity.
Now Culpepper with time on 3rd and 9, looking for Moss in the end zone, who makes the...
He just gave him the nonchalant one-handed catch. Carter gets the jam. Now he's trailing him. So watch for the ball's thrown perfectly. Look, Carter grabbed the right hand to slap it down. He said, fine, have my hand. I'll use the other one. It's a thing of beauty. 25-yard gain.
And Moss so cool, never tensing up. Another.
He has the capability. Watch his body, Sam. He has to turn his body completely around to catch this ball. Running backward, turn your body around twice, run backwards, and throw the ball behind you and try to catch it. You'll feel like a fool.
With a guy pulling you down at the same.
Short. Here it is with James Hasty. Hasty's 40, Randy Moss. Now, what they're saying right here, he's got his arm out. They're both pushing each other. I just think this is an outstanding throw and catch.
And they're not, very seldom will they call offensive passing.
I'm just wondering, Randy Moss, top of the screen. Oh, that's where he does it. He wins it right off the snap. A little fake, uses his hands very well.
Called out every once in a while. Culpepper throws, Moss, and Moss.
Forward, holy, that's strong.
To the end zone. And caught for the touchdown, Randy Moss.
But that's why I'm up here talking about it. The guys with the nerve are down there calling the plays.
Castle to the end zone in traffic, and it's caught on the sideline for a touchdown, Randy Moss.
On position here against Ty Law. Drags the feet.
It's a good catch.
Touchdown.
Because ball. This is a booth review.
It's close. Did that right foot come off the ground?
No, it's down right there. In fact, Law fell on.
I was wondering, man, what would someone have to do to earn that nickname?
That lead did not change in that play. Now Castle again to Moss. Just the two of them building castles in the sky.
That they're 4th and 1, and they still have that much confidence in their pass game. You see Randy Moss get off of Walt Harris, actually grab his shirt.
A little slow right here, but he's just going to break back to the inside. Legal chuck within 5 yards. Man, he is so...
Harry Fair and Vonnie Holiday. Randy is sitting there on the clock, Nate. You played with him. Most explosive athlete I've ever seen.
Listen, absolute Olympic speed. It was the first time I realized that there's good players, there's really good players, and then there's elite players. I mean, the ones that God blessed with the special stick and said, I'm going to give you talents of gods, and you are going to separate yourself from the men that people envy. And that was Randy Moss every time I saw him play. There were times at practice he would do stuff and it would literally take your breath away. And I'm not saying that just to say it. I mean, everybody would collectively take a breath, look at each other, even coaches, stop the practice,
I remember Mike Tyson one time stopping everything, and everybody in pause, in awe, in shock, and him saying, that's why this guy is the best receiver in the world. And this would happen on a weekly basis. So I felt spoiled. We talk about embarrassment of riches. He had that physically, and we had those riches because we seen it every single day. So I would always think to myself, how did these teams pass up on a guy like this, on a prospect like this? So one of the best athletes of all time, and he was passed up by all these teams. And I love the fact that he said he's going to torch the league. And he did.
He did.